What's different?
Everything.
Well, you're just going to have to get used to it.
No, I don't want it.
This kid was literally in tears over the iOS 7 design.
iOS 7 introduced a simplified design, built on distinct layers, smooth animations, and new colors.
Heck, this design makes even grown-ups cry. Look at this. Do you see a map icon? Because I sure don't. But apparently it's there. At the center of the firestorm is a new design with a very grand name, Liquid Glass. Apple called it a revolution. Users called it a ripoff of Windows Vista from 2007. The problem with this new design goes way beyond contrast. I mean, what happens if you throw a white picture back there? The real issue is that it kind of breaks the fundamental rules of good UI design. A great UI is pleasant to look at, but it fades into the background when you're trying to focus on something else. This design is the opposite. It's always in your face, stealing focus from what really matters. It's as distracting as Christmas lights. Luckily, the solution is easy. I made a quick demo to show that all we need is a simple slider to let users control the transparency. The default can be set to whatever most people like, which will probably be a more opaque frosted glass style. And for anyone who actually likes the design as is, they can always use the slider to crank it right back up. You know, Apple has always made a huge deal about making products for everyone, for people with visual impairments, for older folks. And now, look at this. This isn't just a bad design choice. This completely ignores the most basic rules of contrast and readability. When they first rolled out this liquid glass thing, it was a massive slap in the face to millions of users. But then, in the new beta, they rolled the change back, basically slapping everyone else in the face. Way to go, Apple. You managed to tick everyone off. And you know what the crazy part is? They could have just added a slider. But if you think this distracting interface is the biggest problem, you're missing the real story. The true cost of this aesthetic upgrade isn't measured in likes or dislikes, but in percentages. The percentage of your battery life. This innovative design, with all its real-time calculations, apparently comes at a very steep price. Just look at what the beta testers are saying. A catastrophic drop in battery life, system freezes, and lag so bad that only a full reboot can fix it. Apple even had to secretly throttle CPU performance just to save the situation. And if they can't iron out all these kinks past September, and they release this half-baked version to everyone, that's not just a hit to their reputation. At that point, it's not just bad design anymore. It starts to look a lot like planned obsolescence. Why try to convince you to buy a new iPhone when you can just push an update that turns your phone into a slow, hot brick that has to be plugged in all the time? And in the middle of all this chaos, while the company was wasting resources arguing about transparent icons, its biggest bet of the year, announced back in late 2024, Apple Intelligence, was basically left on the bench, falling behind its competitors. It really seems like the company spent more energy on controversial aesthetics than on actually making Siri smart.
Hey Siri, you still alive in there? You good?
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
All right, yeah, that answers everything.
Apple, watch closely. This is how it's done. You open up ChatGPT, you type in a prompt. Imagine you are Siri. I left the request in a pinned comment. Don't thank me. So, what do we have? A controversial design that kills the battery, throttled performance, a massive failure on the AI front, and a blow to people with visual impairments. This looks like a series of catastrophic mistakes and pure incompetence. Did the most valuable company in the world just run out of ideas? But something about this just doesn't add up. There's too much on the line. Why would Apple, the kings of usability, create an interface that breaks the most basic rules of readability? Why would they go for this glassy, semi-transparent, distracting design that looks like a string of Christmas lights? Unless this interface wasn't designed for a flat screen at all. What if seeing what's behind the icons isn't a design flaw, but a core necessity? What if you need that string of lights so you don't lose track of it, say, in a three-dimensional space? And suddenly, it all starts to make sense. This isn't a mistake, it's a training exercise. They're not just changing a design, they're changing our habits. They're prepping us and themselves for a world where the main screen isn't a piece of glass in your hand, but the entire world around you. So it seems Apple is playing the long game, intentionally sacrificing our comfort today for their vision of the future. And the biggest question now isn't for Apple, it's for us. Are you willing to pay for this ticket to the future? Are you willing to put up with lag, poor battery life, and a half-finished product for an AR future that might never even arrive? Apple has made a bold bet. But in this game, it's not just their reputation on the line, it's our trust. And maybe their biggest mistake is yet to come.